Well, Joey, how's it feel to be outside again?
Wow! Did I do all this?
So you've told me.
I love what I've done with the place. I am truly something else.
This place, it's so...
Clean?
Not what I was gonna say, but yeah.
You're welcome.
Why should I thank you?
I'm a cleaning droid.
Yeah, but...
You're welcome.
Is Spankles seriously the only drink around here?
Yeah, like, where's a guy gotta go to get some high-grade synthetic lubricant around these parts?
I was thinking of bourbon myself. Any idea what we should do next, Joey?
What do I look like? An information booth?
A little around the eyes. Let's move on.
Lead the way.
Enjoy this little piece of happiness, courtesy of Minos.
Droid schmoid. These tin cans all look the same to me.
Excuse me.
Hello, sir. I see you're one of Union City's esteemed social climbers.
What do you mean?
Your aspiration brooch suits you perfectly, sir.
Oh, I get it. Why, yes, it does.
Would you like to customize the hologram?
How could I refuse?
You could say no.
I'm saying yes.
Fantastic choice, sir. Simply place your aspiration brooch into the slot to begin.
Union
Calling
City
all
wishes
social
all
climbers.
citizens
Customize
a
your
happy
aspiration brooch here.
Day.
Happy Aspiration Day, sir. Now, step 2. Time to choose your favorite hologram.
Do they do anything different?
Oh, no, sir. It's purely cosmetic. Once you've made your choice, you'll be all set. Please choose your desired hologram.
It'll have to be the Joey hologram for me. I just love him so much.
Wonderful choice. You'll stand tall above your fellow citizens. There, your aspiration brooch is ready to collect.
Thanks.
Calling all social climbers. Customize your aspiration brooch here. Calling all social climbers. Customize your aspiration brooch here.
Welcome, Citizen Graham. Where would you like to go?
Take me to the Home Crescent Recycling Center.
You don't have clearance for there, Citizen Graham. Please obtain a travel waiver.
If I was to get to the recycling plant, I was going to have to obtain a travel waiver.
Where would you like to go?
Actually, I'd like to stay here.
Of course.
Hey, Joey.
Do you mind? I'm marveling at my own majesty here.
Okay, Joey. We know where the recycling center is, but how do we get there?
Maybe one of those monopods?
Nah, travel's restricted to that area.
Well, how do we unrestrict it?
Good question.
That's why you keep me around. I may not have answers, but I've got some good questions.
Let's move on.
Lead the way. I wonder if Rita remembers me.
Hi.
It's most excellent to see you again, Graham Grundy.
The pleasure is all mine.
How can I be of assistance today?
I need to get to the Home Crescent Recycling Center in the industrial level.
What a curious choice. To reach the industrial level, you will need to obtain a travel waiver. Please log your request with a well-being officer.
Well-being? What about that Alonzo guy?
I don't think he'd be too keen to help us. Can't you give me a travel waiver?
Not my department, sir.
I need a travel waiver. Where can I find a well-being officer?
Did you have a particular officer in mind?
Officer Orana Newblood?
Do you have a problem with your well-being, Graham?
Nope, never felt better. I just need her to grant me a travel waiver.
Well, I'm delighted to inform you that she's currently working at the Aspiration platform. Though it is unlikely she will have the time to grant your request with the preparations necessary for tonight's gala.
You ever heard of that place, Joey?
Only stuff I know about Foster is what I could see from my plinth.
So Orana could get me a travel waiver to the recycling center. If I could speak to her at the Aspiration platform, I'd be one step closer to finding Leet. Thank you.
Until...
Welcome, Citizen Graham. Where would you like to go?
To the Aspiration platform.
Of course, Citizen Graham. Enjoy the view. And don't forget to aspire to aspire.
Orana was supposed to be working somewhere around here. My hope of finding Leet rested on convincing her to grant me the travel waiver.
Finally. What time do you call this?
Well, it's earlier than I might have been. But on the other hand, it's later than I expected.
Are you being profound?
He wishes.
I'm sorry. Please ignore my droid. Is there a problem?
Yes, there is. We're in the midst of a disaster. A meltdown. Somehow a bird got in and made a total mess. And the official cleaning team is indisposed. On today of all days. I, P4RT, have been delegated to resolve this issue. For your own well-being, I invite you to call me T. I hereby subdelegate the task of cleaning this area to you and your droid.
Actually, I'm just here to speak with Officer Orana. Can you tell me where she is?
Officer Arana is occupied in the control room right now, not to be disturbed. In fact, she's even locked the elevator. Not that it's any business of a cleaner.
Maybe we can start with cleaning the control room.
The control room demands a top-of-the-range cleaning team. And I very much doubt that rust bucket is up to the job.
Hey, this isn't rust. These are janitorial scars of honor.
He may be old school, but he gets the job done.
Either way, you're going nowhere till this whole area is spotless.
You won't be disappointed. Right, Joey?
Spotless is my middle name, Foster.
You will remember, of course, to uphold all ministry regulations. Cleaners must be uniformed and accompanied by a cleaning droid.
I'm right here, you know.
Yes, and will be expected to be silent. Kindly remember your place. Please return when everything is in order.
T was a stickler for the rules. To have any chance of getting that travel waiver for Orana, I would have to play along.
Well, where would you like to go?
Take me to my apartment.
Certainly, Citizen Graham.
Oh, you must be Grundy. Graham Grundy?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Tarquin was telling me you and he had quite a crisis on your hands. The pair of you rescuing some poor wee mite from certain doom.
Well, I suppose.
How terribly inspiring for you. Oh, anyway, just look at the time. I fear I shall lose the best table. Sir Reginald Arthur Schnipple requires his daily tipple. No inspiration sans precipitation. What? Good day, Mr. Grundy.
Nice floor. Real modest. Looks like the other me was compensating. She's quite the charmer. I can see why you married her.
Hey, Songbird.
Hello, husband.
Husband?
Graham is my dear husband.
What have you gotten yourself into this time, Foster?
Just go with it, Joey. We have an arrangement.
Strictly temporary, don't ask.
Where's the Home Crescent Recycling Center?
Recycling? What's that?
It's where you take old things and turn them into new things to avoid waste.
That sounds amazing! Can you recycle me, Foster?
You don't want that. They'd have to melt you down.
Sounds painful.
And a waste of time. Union City has plenty of everything.
Thanks.
Welcome.
Excuse me, please?
Your delivery has been placed in your domicile.
I could make anything look good.
You'll have everything squeaky clean soon, Rob. And wearing that, emphasis on the squeaky.
Excuse me.
Hey, stranger. I see you've changed. Good idea. You looked like a Gaplander.
Do you know where I'd find Home Crescent Recycling Center? It's important.
You mean like a factory? Well, that sort of thing only happens up top.
Can you be more specific?
It's not here. That's all that matters to me.
That's all.
Yeah.
Someone looks angry.
Pod has been requested. Please wait for embarkation. Welcome, Citizen Graham. Where would you like to go?
To the aspiration platform.
Of course, Citizen Graham. Enjoy the view. And don't forget to aspire to aspire.
Hey, what's with that frightened expression you're wearing?
Me again.
So I see. Excellent. You have your uniform. Oh, still the same droid, huh? Shame. On second thoughts, your droid does look rather antique. Are you sure it's up to the task?
This thing has a name?
Don't worry. We're thrilled to be here and ready to work hard.
Good. Waiting for you has already set my schedule back. So trust me, I'm thrilled to see you too. I shall be supervising the area preparations, should you require me. Unless there was anything else.
Missing you already.
I have tasks to attend.
Yeah, Rob, get cleaning. Put your back into it.
Quiet, or I'll volunteer you for sewer duty. If I was going to get to Arana, I'd need to prove to T that Joey and I were up to the task.
Wow, this place sure is a mess.
Joey, would you mind tidying up around here? We'll need to impress that droid if we want permission to speak to Arana.
Excuse me? Do I look like a cleaning droid?
You look exactly like a cleaning droid, Joey.
Yeah, well, appearances are deceptive.
Look, I know you're not a real cleaning droid, just like I'm not the real Graham Grundy.
Oh, so I should pretend to clean up the area?
No, I mean actually clean up the area.
Really, Foster? Must I?
Yes, and look like you're enjoying it.
Okay, but you owe me.
A powerful spray was drenching the tree and everything around it. The 1 can a day limit didn't exactly support a thirst for spankles.
It's like
An empty bird's nest had been built in the heart of the tree. Joey,
No,
we are. I find the mess, you...
I'm beginning to question this.
Joey,
Yeah.
this was where the cleaning robot refilled its water tank. It was a hand scanner.
How can I improve your productivity?
So this whole cleaning thing, mind if I put it on hold while I talk to Arana?
Officer Arana is... He...
Are...
No way. I'm still waiting to be impressed by your cleaning down here.
See you around.
Back to work.
Intercom disabled.
I'd have to get her attention another way. An empty bird's nest had been built in the heart of the tree.
How about that, Foster? A bird.
What are we to do? This avian invasion is a disaster. Look at the mess. Citizen Graham, to work.
Hey, at least the bird's gone, right? That's pretty impressive.
The vermin? The vermin is gone, but behold this. This looks like a war zone. To work! To work! Remember, cleanliness is next to Joey-ness.
Yes, that's always been my motto.
Cleaning robots were working tirelessly to prepare for tonight's gala. Joey, could you...
Yes, yes. Clean the whole area up. I get it.
Some old bunting had been left in the tree. Cleaning that up would surely impress Dee. Joey, let's show this droid your true talent. Get to work on that bunting.
With pleasure. You know, Foster, I think I'm starting to get the hang of... Uh-oh. The bunting's tangled in my brushes. My motor! I think my motor is on fire! Foster! I'm too young and talented to die! Help!
Quick, Joey! Stop, drop, and... Look! Stop and drop! Hurry!
What's going on down there?
I thought this platform was supposed to be... Officer Arana, I'm so sorry. The cleaning unit I was sent have proved to be wholly inadequate.
The cleaning unit? Hello?
Not what I'd had in mind, but my strategy had worked all the same. Now I could ask Arana about a travel waiver. Arana! Just the person I wanted to see.
Graham Grundy? What on earth are you doing here?
I wanted to ask you about something. So I came down here hoping I'd find you.
And you decided to get my attention by setting fire to this droid?
A happy accident.
I'm sure that T will clear this all up in good time. I'd better get on with my duties.
Of course. Hey, listen, before you go, I was hoping you could get me access to the recycling center in the industrial level. Area code E1594.
So that's what you were asking about earlier. I'm afraid that zone is prohibited, unless you have a travel waiver.
I know. Do you think you could authorize one for me?
Why would you want to go to there? It isn't safe for civilians.
It's about the missing child I told you about. I've been following some clues and...
Shouldn't that be reported to the appropriate ministry?
I've tried that, but no one seems to care.
I don't know. This is all very...
You've got to help me, please.
Okay. I'll authorize your travel waiver. But be careful.
Got it. Thank you, Arana.
There. I should get back to work. Keep a smile on your face.
At last, I had the waiver I needed. Next stop, Home Crescent Recycling Center. So, Joey...
Save me, you monster!
So, Joey...
Save me, you monster! Hey, boss, Greg.
Don't worry, pal. I've got you.
Oh, thank goodness.
Just gotta pull this...
Ouch. Be careful with...
The droid shell was on fire. Quite a safety hazard. The cleaning robots were working tirelessly to prepare for tonight's gala. The cleaning robots were working tirelessly to prepare for tonight's gala.
Welcome, Citizen Graham. Where would you like to go?
Take me to the Home Crescent Recycling Center.
Travel waiver accepted. Are you sure you want me to transport you to the industrial level?
Yes, I'm sure.
No one has ever asked me to take them up there before. Mind how you go, Citizen Graham.
The recycling center was located high in the city's industrial level. The place was filthy, noisy, and smelled terrible. If I was right about the tracker, then I'd find Lead here somewhere. But what was he doing with Graham in a place like this? Some of the trash was marked with the logo of Agio City.
What? Who are you?
Whoa! Hello.
What do you want? You security?
No. I'm looking for a guy called Leet.
Well, you just found him. Leet's the name. Tech's the game. What can I do for you today?
It's about a friend of mine. Guy called Graham. I think you know him. I'm looking for some information.
What sort of information?
I need to know what he was doing here.
Listen, pal, I can barely remember my own name. Let alone every Tom, Dick, and Graham that comes through here. I'll have to check my records.
Sure.
But, oh, my head.
What's up? Are you okay?
It's my bleeding noggin. Need my medicine.
Your medicine?
Aye, my medicinal moonshine. It's over in the other building. Take this and fill it to the top. Then bring it back here.
And you'll check your records?
I will. You can trust me, pal.
An unspoken deal had been made. Leet wanted his moonshine. I wanted information.
I wouldn't touch that, pal. Not if you know what's good for you.
It was a rusty old locker. Well, that had thrown a wrench in the works. Or to be more precise, a crowbar. But then I would have nothing to collect moonshine with.
This area is restricted. You should not be here.
It looked like the stun droid was guarding the whole process. To get to Leet's moonshine, I needed to find a way to disable the droid.
Return from whence you came, human. This area is I have warned you. Now, taste my sting.
It was a scrappy security droid with a vicious-looking stun gun.
Sir, pass!
Stay away from my office, you scunner.
It was a rubber fish. The mysterious Leet stood before me. He reeked of alcohol. Hey, Leet. Found anything on Graham yet?
Nothing yet. Hurry up with that moonshine. Medicine. I'm running on fumes here.
My crowbar was jamming the crusher. The conveyor belt jolted to life, then clunked, and came to an abrupt stop. It was a rusty old locker.
from this!
I preferred my pork unpulled. Well, that had thrown a wrench in the works. Or to be more precise, a crowbar.
Get away from this!
It looked like the control panel for the conveyor belt and the crusher. Well, that had thrown a wrench in the works. Or to be more precise, a crowbar. The droid had simply turned the crusher back on again. I needed a better plan. Well, that had thrown a wrench in the works. Or to be more precise, a crowbar.
Cease your meddling, foul beggar!
Some of the trash was marked with the logo of Agio City. rickety conveyor was feeding trash into a crusher. Well, that had thrown a wrench in the works. Or to be more precise, a crowbar. Nicely stuck in the crusher. The whole mechanism was toast. How's your head?
'Tis but a scratch. This is your fault. I'll do you for that.
You're trapped in an industrial crusher.
I'm invincible.
No, you're defective. I had to admire the droid's spirit, but it was defeated. The droid was no longer a threat. I was struck by a wave of heat and burnt plastic. A blazing furnace lit the room, fed by a series of pipes leading into the roof. The gas that had been flowing through the pipes was clearly powering the furnace. Filled the bottle to the top. I hoped that would encourage Leet to help me. The main ingredient of Leet's moonshine appeared to be spankles. The droid was no longer a threat. The flames from the furnace were fierce. The gas that had been flowing through the pipes was clearly powering the furnace. box was corroded and wouldn't open. The wheel was long since broken. I couldn't turn the valve off this way. A badly tied cable held the anchor sign to a support beam. I slid the crowbar under the cable, though I wasn't sure what I hoped to achieve. The old sign was an anchor held by a hastily fastened cable. It had seen better days. Hi there, Leet.
Oh, sorry. I was away with the fairies there. Any progress with my moonshine?
You're in luck. I've got it right here.
I knew that old security droid wasn't up to much.
He won't be bothering you anymore.
Good man. Now give me that bottle. So, what do you want to know?
I'm having some issues with my U-chip. Can you help?
You bet. It's what I do.
Well, there's a weird security flag on Graham's ID. Maybe that's why I can't access his messages.
Oh?
And every time someone scans my U-chip, they notice the error. A mentor from the Ministry of Well-Being is investigating it right now.
You what? And you came here? You know they can track those things, right?
I, guess.
We need to get that flag removed. Immediately. This could bring down my entire operation.
Right. What do you need me to do?
Quick! Get your hand on my workbench, now.
Why is it so tight?
To stop you getting away, you idiot!
What's the cleaver for?
What do you think? One more U-chip for my trade, and 2 more thumbs for my collection. Now hold still, while I focus on your wee digits.
I had to think fast. There had to be something within reach that I could use.
Oh, you look worried. Don't be. I've done this before.
I smashed the bottle over the guy's head.
Idiot! Nobody's ever got the best of Jimmy the Thumbs. Until now.
So, you aren't Leet then?
I never said I was.
Oh yes, you did. You maniac.
Everyone's got to have a hobby.
What's wrong with stamp collecting?
They call me Jimmy the Thumbs, pal. Not Jimmy the Philatelist.
Thumbs? That's what you're after?
And the U-chips. But mostly the thumbs.
What do you even do with them?
Just collect them. I like the approval they give me.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You're crazy. Now, tell me where to find Leet. The real Leet.
He's hiding out. In a place too hot for the likes of you. Folks call it the... Hellfire Club.
Save your riddles, Jimmy. And with that, Jimmy passed out. Looked like I'd have to find the real Leet on my own. There was a strange smell of almonds. I realized what the unicorn was made out of. Plastic explosive. The droid was no longer a threat. The pipe had been cracked by the falling anchor. Gas was leaking out. The pipe had been cracked by the falling anchor. Gas was leaking out. gas that had been flowing through the pipes was clearly powering the furnace.
You, human! I will not forget this.
Bad idea. The C4 just blew up. The sign was no longer a hazard, but the gas sure was. The pipe had been cracked by the falling anchor. Gas was leaking out. The light fitting had been ripped from the wall, and the bulb smashed. Char grilling a mini-K wouldn't do much for the smell. The light fitting had been ripped from the wall, and the bulb smashed. The flames had died down, but the smell of burning waste still filled the air. Behind the furnace, I could now see a ladder leading up to a room. Hello? Leet?
Leet!
Huh? Hey, kid. Are you all right?
Leet! 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 Leet!
Ooh. Is that...
What?
A Shreedman port?
Let me guess. Leet?
Leet!
Yeah. Hold your bilby, Poppy. Grown-ups are talking. Now, you. Why are you pretending to be Graham Grundy?
How do you know that?
My system flags every U-chip that walks through that door. And you are not Graham.
Correct.
Is he dead?
Yes.
Did you kill him?
No. I just borrowed his ID.
I see. Okie dokie then. Start talking.
I'm looking for a boy called Milo. He was kidnapped 2 nights ago. I tracked him here, to Union City.
Hey, Poppy! You know a boy called Milo?
Bilby!
Not Bilby. Milo! Ah, forget it.
Didn't Graham ever explain where he found Poppy?
Graham didn't ever explain anything. Like I said, he was supposed to come back for the girl a couple of weeks ago.
Who's the girl?
Her name's Poppy. She's a Gaplander. Graham brought her here. Told me he'd found her wandering around somewhere.
Like kidnapping?
Jeez! Who said anything about kidnapping? No. He was trying to help her. He thought she might be... connected.
Connected to what?
Everything. Or... maybe nothing.
Well, that narrows it down.
Listen, pal. Graham had a loop, and he kept me out of it.
Okay, so what's your connection to Graham Grundy?
Graham? Oh, he was just an... acquaintance. How do you know about me and him, anyway?
Graham's wife mentioned you by name.
She what? And I suppose she told you where to find me?
No, that bit was easy. I just used the tracker.
Whoa! A tracker?
Yes, a toy tracker. In that Bilby.
Bilby!
Songbird's Bilby had somehow ended up in the young girl's hands.
Oh, Graham! You amateur!
Sounds like he was more than just an acquaintance.
All right. I did know him. I'm the genius who put the masked demon and the data blocker on his ID. I took in the girl when he brought her to me when I knew I shouldn't have. Bilby Toy Tracker. Stupid, soft-hearted, stupid Graham.
You said you put a data blocker on Graham's ID.
Yes, but a fat lot of good it does when you tell everybody about me. Hey, Graham?
Why did Graham want his own data blocked?
Hell if I know. I run a tech service, not a chat show. He wanted 2 things from me. First was something to hide his own data from. Prying eyes.
And the second thing?
A way out of the city. Just for a day. Being an absolute bleeding genius, I manage both. Hence the masked demon.
Okay, so if I want to find out what's going on here, I need to get rid of Graham's data blocker, yes?
Yes.
Can you remove it?
Oh. Yes. But no. Graham's little disappearing act has totally messed with my mojo. Whole new level of security has been added to the Minos Gateway. I can't get in without my masked demon triggering every damn security protocol ever invented. Can't get rid of my masked demon without getting in. Basically, I'm saying Minos is out, and it's a link space thing. You wouldn't understand.
You remember link space?
Yes, finally! I was beginning to think I was the only one in this city with a brain. That said, you may be the only one in the city with a Shriman port. Which means, oh ho ho! Today might turn out to be a good day after all. Let me show you something. Follow me.
Is that a link chair?
It absolutely is.
And I suppose you want me to sit in it.
You've got a problem with your ID. I've got a problem with mine. The solution to both our problems lies in Minos. But thanks to Graham's selfish inability to not die, I can't access the system.
So how do we get in?
Via link space. There's a back door into Minos. Now, I'm the only man in this city with a functioning link space chair. And today, the only man in the world with a functioning Shriman port walks through my back door. I need you to do this. You need you to do this. Poppy needs you to do this. The universe needs you to do this.
The data blocker on Graham's account was stopping me finding out more about him. It sounded like Leet really could help me get rid of it. I needed to do what he said. So you need me to reach Minos through link space?
Correct. Ready to strap in?
Yeah, why not? What's the worst that could happen?
Ho ho ho, buddy. You'd be surprised.
Leet?
Relax. You've done this before, right?
A long time ago.
Hey, it's like riding a bike. First thing you gotta do, make your way through link space to the Minos portal.
Is it easy to find?
Maybe, maybe not. But link space should be completely empty these days.
Minos portal. Then what?
Find your way to the ID data center. Bring up the accounts of Graham Grundy and Elliot Richardson.
Whoa. Who's Elliot Richardson?
Duh. Elliot. Leet.
Gotcha. What's next?
Eliminate the masked demons and the data blockers on both our accounts. Piece of pie. Easy as cake. Got it?
Get to Minos, then clear your software from our accounts. It's really that simple?
Uh-huh. You'll figure it out. You seem like a bright spark. Now, let's fire this baby up. Can't wait to see if she still works, hey?
Whoa, still works. What do you...
Okay, hold on to your brain.
How am I supposed to...
I meant figuratively.
It seemed that link space wasn't going to be the easy route Leet thought it was. The system had been abandoned, but they'd had the wherewithal to leave a firewall. I had to find a way through. An encrypted data store.
Extinguisher temporarily overrides firewall programs for access to mainframe. Download complete.
Seemed like just the thing to deal with the firewall.
Omnigaffer repair spiral damage to network structure. Download complete. security protocols.
The program did the trick.
Shutdown. Virus detected.
Or so I thought.
Blindfold counter-intrusion countermeasure. The author does not accept liability for brain damage.
The blind program was a short-lived but powerful tool for sneaking through security. With the eye blinded, I didn't need to worry about it frying my brain.
Divine Wrath will destroy instances of the Helix virus. Warning, data will be unrecoverable. Download complete.
The Helix virus sounded familiar for some reason. The data was fragmented.
Quick Decrypt, a decryption routine for all standard UCSI-coded files. Download complete.
I wasn't sure what I'd use it for, but I didn't want to leave it behind. With the virus expunged from link space, I hoped I'd be able to get into Minos. The decryption program seemed to do the trick. The data had downloaded, probably via my port to Leet's terminal. I'd already downloaded the data.
Relaxing security protocols. Firewall shutdown complete.
The firewall was down. I could access Minos.
Accessing archive data.
There appeared to be a recording on the data I'd picked up.
Error. Unknown biological agent in core. Intruder detected. Overman chamber. Biomatrix replacement confirmed. Error. 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 Deleting file. Overman.brain. Deleting file. Link control.brain. Upload file. Joey.awesome.
Link was going to replace my father's dying brain with mine. If Joey hadn't sat in that chair, it would have gotten me too.
Converting to MyNOS data. Please wait. Compatible program found. Retro Fashion Boutique. Order submitted.
Hello?
Good evening. I am the Greeter AI system in charge of this MyNOS channel. How can I help you today?
I'm looking for the ID data center. Am I in the right place?
Indeed you are. Citizen identification is under my jurisdiction. Are you having an issue with ID privileges?
Can you access some specific citizens? I need to check out the programs running on their IDs.
That's easily done. Who would you like to check?
Check Graham Grundy and Elliot Richardson.
Retrieving.
Excellent. Can we delete the programs that are running here?
No problem at all. That will of course require administrator approval. Would you like one summoned?
No, that's okay.
Administrator cancelled.
But I can move programs between users.
That's right. Ancillary AI systems like yourself do have move access, but no delete or create commands.
That gives me something to work with at least. Thanks, Greta.
Happy to help.
My avatar was overloaded with the program data. I doubted the smaller ones could support the larger. I needed to arrange them in size order. I doubted the smaller ones could support the larger. I needed to arrange them in size order. I doubted the smaller ones could support the larger. I needed to arrange them in size order. Greta, you got a minute?
How can I help you?
So what do the...
Oh, requesting new programs or delete...
Tell...
I am... my...
You have a...
Yes, an equivalent citizen ID is required to use the MyNOS Mail Communication Network.
Bye.
I hope...
Greta, you got a minute?
My time is infinite.
Bye.
Keep up the good work.
I'd removed all the programs running on Leets and my own ID. Command, save changes.
Changes saved. Beginning propagation to external servers.
So you're saying Agio City isn't...
No. It's real, all right. But all the adverts and tourist boards, a total lie. It's being plundered by the council, like a piñata at a kid's party.
Hey, look who's waking up.
Joey?
Check out my new threads.
But... how?
This weird guy fixed me.
Yeah, I went through your bag while you were asleep. Found my old cleaver in there as well. Thank you. But never mind that. I was monitoring your progress while you were in there. Looks like you nailed both our data problems.
So my ID should be cleared then?
Your ID. My access to Minos. Result.
I thought you said link space was empty. It had a major virus.
The Helix virus? That's still going? Glad I didn't have to deal with that.
Late!
1 second, Poppy.
Hey, where's her Bilby?
Shh. I got the Bilby away from her while you were in link space. Managed to slip it into your purse without her noticing. Dump it in the incinerator when you leave.
It's not a purse. It's a satchel. When I go, is Poppy going to be okay?
After what you just did in link space? Absolutely. Anyway, I've had enough of this city. I've been planning my exit strategy for months. Just a few hours' time, I'm heading out of this happy cesspool of fake smiles, spankles, and secrets.
Late!
And I'm taking Poppy with me. Get her back to her family in the Gap.
Take her out of the city? How?
I think I figured out a way to slip a U-chip past the system. It's a little bit of genius. It's all about the kudos.
You think it'll get her through the city gates?
I'm still working on it. But if I'm right, which I always am, I'll get her anywhere.
Late!
If she can shut up for 5 minutes.
What were you and Joey talking about as I was waking up?
Foster, you should hear this guy. He's a proper nut job.
Says the droid with a god complex.
That's not a complex. I am a god. Anyway, ask him about some of his theories. They are wildly entertaining. And by entertaining, I of course mean fascinating and informative.
Okay. Theory of evolution. What is all that about? Where's the controlled experiment, right? Duh!
By the way, I met your pal Jimmy. He tried to cut off my thumbs.
Sounds like Jimmy. Deep down, he means well.
I'd hate to meet him on a day he means badly. Boy, seeing all this old tech takes me back.
Haha! Still the best, isn't it? I mean, sure. Reboots are fine, but they're never a patch on the original.
Amen to that. So my ID is now clear? No blockers?
No blockers. I hope you know what you're doing, by the way. Graham wanted his emails hidden for a reason. Of course, I can't patch his 2-week absence. But you should be fine so long as you don't meet anyone from well-being.
Does Mentor Alonso count?
Yep.
Any other things I...
Only that you're about a foot taller than the original Graham Grundy. By the way, how the hell did his ID end up in you anyway? That's deep core stuff.
It was transferred into my U-chip by a hacker in the Gap.
Impressive. How long has this dude been a hacker?
Not that long, I guess. She can't be more than 14.
Oh.
Surely there can't be much call for old robot parts.
Listen, I don't judge you.
Hey, I'm not judging. My pockets are stuffed full of crap. Any other conspiracy theories?
The only way magenta can exist as a color is if rainbows are actually rain tubes. Think about it.
Any other?
Tell him.
Well, but duh. You only ever see her in public.
What's the story on that distillery out there?
The moonshine still. That's Jimmy's.
What's the moonshine made of?
Out-of-date spankles.
Sounds dangerous.
You're not kidding. It's practically weapons grade.
Did I hear you say Agio City?
Don't get me started. When I found out about Agio City, that was the last straw.
What happened?
You've seen the land trains. They're coming directly from Agio City. Or what's left of it.
What do you mean?
We destroyed it. An entire metropolis converted to scrap. And the people forced into the gap.
That's terrible.
All while the people of Union City get fat off its remains. And the Council call them our allies.
Good luck, and...
Same to... By the way, you never told me your name.
Foster. Robert Foster.
Drone. Joey Drone.
I don't expect I'll see the two of you again.
Everything I'd learned from Leet made me wonder. Maybe all along, Graham was one of the good guys. At least now, with the data blocker removed from his ID, I'd be able to look deeper into his life.
Hey, Foster, where are we dropping?
Back to Graham's apartment for some good old-fashioned detective work.
Lead the way.
Graham's data was now unblocked. I hoped that would help me move forward.
Welcomes. Where would you like to go?
Take me to...
Certainly, Citizen Graham.
Ahem.
Excuse me.
Oh, you're back.
That's all for now.
Yeah, bye.
I think this is yours.
Where'd you get that? Give him here. What did nasty Graham do to you?
Just borrowed him, far as I can tell. Kid took good care of him.
Kid? What kid?
Little girl called Poppy. Runaway. Graham loaned her Bartleby so she wouldn't be scared.
It was my engagement gift, you know. Lot of memories.
Songbird's tone of voice appeared to soften just for a moment. I'm sure he didn't mean to upset you.
Anyway, leave me alone, will you? I have things I need to get on with.
Thankfully, Graham's mail access was restored. I hoped it would help me figure out more about who this guy was. Whoever unknown author was, had sent Graham an attachment for the holoplinth. There was one thing I was sure of. That was not a bonsai tree. There was one thing I was sure of. That was not a bonsai. There was one thing I was sure of. There was one thing I was sure of. That was not a bonsai tree.
Excuse me, please.
The plinth was showing the toy's tracking data. The image being displayed on the holoplinth had changed. The trees in the gap weren't as pretty, but at least they were real. There was one thing I was sure of. That was not a bonsai tree. The image being displayed on the holoplinth had changed. The HoloLens now projected fragmented data. Whoever had sent me this email attachment was trying to tell Graham something. But what?
Ahem.
I swapped the lens for the broken one from the lockbox. It was a secret message. Aspiration Gala. Midnight. Be there. The gala. That's tonight. And I need to be there.